What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of B-SRTN Podcast.
Hey, I'm Brandon.
I am taking Nick, and as you guys can see or hear, there is no Rikki today. It's just me and Brandon.
Hate she couldn't be with us today, but
So she's doing some things. Couldn't quite get her to commit this morning. Not a big deal. Things happen. Not a big deal. And just like when Brandon's not here, we keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling.
So we'll see how today goes because Brandon and I can get a little wonky. So you should show everybody that's watching what you're drinking out of this morning.
So I got a coffee mug. Looks like a Game Boy. When you fill it up with hot drink, this lights up like the original Game Boy, and it's the Super Mario Land. So that's what the game looks like when you first start it. But then on the other side, if you beat the game, that's what it looks like on the screen. So
That is awesome.
Did you ever have a Game Boy?
I did.
Nice.
I remember playing all the classics. I played Tetris. I remember playing Mario. I remember playing all the original blue, red, and green Pokemon.
Ooh, I had red.
We actually had, based on my brother and sister and I, we had all of them.
Nice. That's really cool.
And then they came out with like gold, silver, and some other ones. So
I think kids these days, man, are just missing out. This was where it was at right here. You didn't have a backlight screen. Like I remember riding in my parents' car at night, playing my Game Boy and having like a flashlight or something just so I could see the screen.
Yeah, but then they made those nifty ones that just like popped right up on top, and it just, those were awesome.
Right.
So you were doing good if you had one of those.
That's right.
What is your all-time favorite console? Now that we're talking about Nintendo's.
Easy. Nintendo 64. That was my video game era.
Number one game on the 64.
Ooh. I'm going to have to go with, it's a tie for me between Mario Kart and Star Fox.
See, I'm not even in that realm.
Oh.
I'm going.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
GoldenEye.
Yeah, but we've talked about that one too.
Oh, have we? I couldn't remember.
By far the best video game ever to hit any console ever was that one. Was GoldenEye. And it's all because you could play with 4 friends. You could all 4 play on the same screen. It was, you had the 4 quadrants. You got the golden gun, it was over.
That's right.
Done. Right? Now, the graphics were terrible. The game actually in general I don't think was the greatest, but it was so much fun. I remember just our buddies from down the street would come over and we'd hang out. We'd sit there for hours playing GoldenEye.
Oh, that's nice.
So
that's
a lot of fun.
Man, I feel like we started with a nerdy segment. It's kind of cool.
And that's all for the episode today. But you know what? We get together and we're nerdy, right? We go to the store together and we typically, like we did last night, and buy a whole bunch of stuff we weren't supposed to buy, and
because we were sent with a list, but then we got extra stuff.
Yeah, we avoided, like we got what we needed on the list, but then we found everything else that we needed that nobody else knew that we needed.
That's right. So,
but
we knew it.
All right. Hey, we wing it. It's okay. All right, let's get into this. Let's go silly. Oh, wrong way. So we right here, silly. Right.
Nice.
I got a couple would you rather's, And I have to give a shout out on this one. I kind of am stealing this "Would You Rather" from another podcast crew, the Freddie Show, Nick and Cakes. I saw them ask this one, and I'm like, I need to ask. All right, so would you rather, Brendan, take a shower with boiling water or get shot in both kneecaps?
Yikes.
Not a good one.
No. Oh man. Well,
We'll call it a 2-minute shower in boiling hot water, or get
whew,
shot in both kneecaps.
man, you have like 3rd-degree burns. The first one, and then the second one, you can't walk.
You might heal from the second one.
Yeah, but you might not from the first one. I don't know, man. Right now, I'm picturing myself like in the shower, but like trying to get as far away from the water as possible. You know how like it's like really hot when it first comes out of the thing, but then like the further down it kind of cools a little bit. So I'm like, I'm going with the first one.
I'm going
to
shot in the kneecaps.
Why?
I have, it's not a fear because I don't live in fear of either one. I do not want to die burning alive or drowning. So I'm staying as far away from that as I can. I'm going shot in both kneecaps.
Man, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't like that one. I didn't think you'd like it either, so that's why I asked it.
Ugh.
All right, next one. Would you rather? You won't like this one either. Would you rather have one tooth pulled one by one, or
wait, like all of your teeth pulled?
one by one, or have a fingernail and toenail pulled one by one?
Yikes.
I'm putting you in the pain mode already this morning.
Yeah, you really are, man.
And that may or may not be because I'm currently in pain with my back. So
I think I'm gonna have to go with teeth, because I don't know. I play guitar, so like I wanna. I mean, I also sing, so these are both bad for me.
You were like, I gotta have fingers to play, and then you started really thinking about it, and you're like, now I have to sing?
Like, at least I could try with no teeth. I mean,
You would definitely be gumming it.
all right, I'm gonna stick with teeth. I have no idea why, but that's what.
All right, going teeth. I think I'm going. I don't know. That's a tough one too. I think I go teeth as well, even though I hate toothaches. I feel like that would just be like a really bad toothache in general. I know your fingernails would like grow back, but I used to. So I don't now. So I have some pretty decent fingernails now. I used to bite mine really really bad. And then right before Shayna's wedding in October of 2020, like 2 months prior, I'm like, I'm gonna have good fingernails for the wedding. I'm not biting my fingernails anymore. So I stopped a habit from the time I was old enough to chew on them until 2020 when I was 34. I stopped this like 20-year, 30-year habit like that, and I've been really good since.
Wow,
So
that's awesome.
I don't want to lose these, man. I've worked really hard on these.
Do you ever like look and like you think about it and you're like, nah?
No, I will say that and this is I shouldn't even be mentioning this on the podcast. I hate stuff being underneath of them. So I always typically have some kind of paper that I can take and just run underneath them to make sure there's nothing there.
Like sandpaper?
No, this is a sticky note folded up.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just take a sticky note and fold it up, and then I can just go up underneath of them without hurting the nail or hurting anything underneath, and just clean them out.
Wow. Yeah, so you're definitely going teeth in.
I mean, you can't tell me you haven't noticed when we're all together that I'll literally be messing with my fingernails.
Well, I have not noticed, but I think that's because I'm a dude. I don't notice stuff like that.
I about lost that one.
You're
So
welcome.
I don't know.
Wow.
So you'll notice it now. You'll see me, and I'll literally be sitting there, and I'll do this just to get the
Wow.
gunk from
So,
underneath
so
of
what
them.
you're saying is, in this Would You Rather, you'll never have to brush your teeth again, but you'll keep brushing your nails.
Bingo. Ah, that was good. You got any would you rather's? Think of a would you rather, Brandon.
Oh God.
Let's go off the cuff, spur of the moment. Give me a would you rather.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. Well, you got me in like this. I'm thinking of things that are painful, and I want to try to think of something different. Whew. Um. Hmm.
Well,
Would
you
you?
think? Okay, you got one.
Uh. Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Sure. Would you? Would you rather get in a bathtub full of spiders and have to just sit in it, or lay down in it, and they're like crawling all over you? Or would you rather eat 3 roaches?
I would eat 3 roaches in a heartbeat, Brandon. You only said that because you know I hate spiders.
I hate them too. I think I'm going roaches.
And I don't even do roaches like that either. Like, I don't do insects like that. Let's just get that full. I think I've even mentioned that before. I don't do insects of any kind.
Hmm.
All right,
Wow.
you inspired me. Would you rather take a bath and the water is mayonnaise, or would you rather take a bath and it be ketchup? Would you rather get in a tub full of mayonnaise or a tub full of ketchup?
Hmm. Is it Duke's mayo?
Yes,
All right, I'm going
because
mayo.
give me what I got to talk to the people. If you eat anything other than Duke's mayonnaise, you might be a psychopath.
That's the only kind of mayo there is.
First off, if you eat Miracle Whip, there's something wrong.
Hmm.
I said it,
There
and I
you go.
might get some backlash. That's okay. The only mayonnaise on this planet that is worth eating is Duke's. Now, I will eat other mayonnaises. Don't get me wrong. You go to Chick-fil-A, it's not Duke's. I think it's not Hellman's. It's, I don't know, whatever that one is. I'll eat it. I don't mind it. It's pretty good, but it's not Duke's.
Right.
If I had my choice, it'd be Duke's mayonnaise all the time.
True. Same here.
So, all right. Well, let's transition this and let's get a little real and true here with the people, and let's talk about how do you stick with your New Year's resolutions, or how do you stick with your goals? How do you stick with things that you're working at accomplishing? Let's talk about that. Let's talk a little bit about how to have some stick-to-itiveness and really um, stay consistent in goals that you have.
It's a good one. One of my New Year's resolutions was to eat less cookies. Oh man, I blew it already.
But what kind of cookie is that?
It's a Biscoff cookie, like the ones you get on a plane. They're so good.
You were so excited about those yesterday.
Oh, these are the best cookies ever. So no, that's actually not one of my New Year's resolutions. I was just trying to be funny.
So tell them actually, because you and I have a not a necessarily a New Year's resolution, but we have a goal that we have or something we're going to start at the beginning of the year. Why don't you tell them about that? And then let's
Yeah.
maybe talk through ways that you and I have already discussed or ways that we can stick with that and kind of keep that goal or whatever we're going to call this. I don't really want to use New
Yeah.
Year's resolution, but ways that we've talked about how to stay with it.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, you and I were talking, and I think you mentioned maybe wanting to read more next year. You know, just in general, do more reading in 2025, which I think I would say the same for myself too. But before we talked about that, I was thinking about reading through the New Testament. So, like, you know, the second uh, portion of the Bible. And so I'm in a group at church, and we were talking about either reading through the whole Bible or just the New Testament. And we decided that that seemed like an easier feat is just to read the New Testament because the whole Bible is pretty big, right? Yeah, so as you and I were talking about reading, I was like, hey, why don't we just read the New Testament together? And so do it over the course of a year, and it would be just a couple of minutes a day in the plan that we would follow, and yeah, so we'll start January 1 and work our way through it, and we'll both meet
Yeah,
our goal of reading more.
I'm excited about it, to be honest. Like I've tried to pick through over my years of, let's read all of Psalms, and then let's read Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and then okay, let's read it from cover to cover. And that's just, there's so many ways you could and can read the Bible. And when you mentioned that y'all's church group had talked about this, I'm like, you know what? This is a really good way to just start the year off right by reading a book that's, in our opinion, if you guys don't read the Bible or don't believe that is what, it is what it is, but that's just what we're doing. And I was like, you know what, Brandon, it's a really good idea. I'd love to be a part of that. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to start the year right and start reading something that I've always wanted to read. And I think the biggest key to like sticking to it, and this is not just for us, this is for anybody that has a goal, whether it's to, become more healthy or eat better or, go run a 5K or go run a 10K or a full marathon, or if you want to read more, if you want to, it doesn't matter, whatever your goal is. I think the biggest key, and I think the number one thing, is just accountability.
Mm.
And the best way to have that is if you're doing it with somebody. Because
Yeah.
if you text me, January 1st at 9 p.m. Hey Nick, how far did you read today? And I haven't read, what is that? That automatically is going to push me to say, I didn't do my part. I got to go read. Right? Or if I'm I get up in the morning, I do it first thing, and I text you and say, "Hey, Brandon, I read chapters 3 through 5 today. This morning before I even went to work. Just wanted to let you know." Now that innately puts some pressure and a good pressure for you to make sure you read that too.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
good.
think accountability is huge. If if you've got somebody like, I think another prime example for the both of us that we can both look at is Shay and Katie, and then Katie's sister Christina. They all go to Burn together, right? Shay kind of came in late this year, but Shay went to 50 camps, over 50 camps this year.
Wow.
Christina and Katie both hit 250, right?
Yeah.
Would Katie have hit 250 if it was just her going by herself?
I don't know. Yeah. That's maybe not.
It's easy to
Yep.
give up on yourself, and we always will. But when you've got somebody that's counting on you to be there, like Shay and Christina, Katie's gonna go.
Hmm.
Because if
Yeah.
she doesn't, somebody's gonna call her out and say, "Katie, me and Shay were here, but you weren't. What's up? What's happening? Why weren't you here? We missed you. I thought we were doing this together."
Right. Right. Yeah, I feel like we most people maybe I don't know. This is I'm just kind of spitballing here. I feel like most people can have a good idea of like what they want to do to get better, be better, to grow, that kind of thing. And so like it's easy to like set a New Year's resolution or to set a goal. But it's the follow through part that's hard, right? Like actually doing what I said I was going to do. And yeah, so I love what you're saying about accountability and just having somebody that's linked arms with you in the same goal. When you're trying to get there together, it's a lot easier.
So I'll butcher this from the Bible, and I know you'll have like exact verbiage to it. It talks about when there's only one person in the presence of God, like something like it's like you don't really have anything, but when there's two, God is present or something. Give me that. Give me that scripture.
Uh, yeah, so there's two places that come to mind. One, I can't remember the references off the top of my head, but I think Jesus said one time where two or more are gathered, uh, I'm there with them. And then there's another place actually in the Old Testament that talks about, and a lot of pastors use it in like weddings. They'll talk about how two is better than one, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken. uh, Thinking of like a rope, that's kind of intertwined with like three different ropes inside of it.
So Shay
Uh,
and I did that for our wedding. Actually, we took
oh,
a three strand cord, 3 strand rope is not easily broken, and we braided that together, weaved that together during our ceremony.
that's really cool.
But
Nice.
it's the first one you said where two or more gathered, the Lord is with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, no one man is an island, right? We're not meant to go like there's no one man army, right? I know there's like, oh, that's a one man army. No, there is no one man army. Like God didn't create us to do things like no, like I think even the phrase like an overnight success. Like first of all, nobody is a success by themselves, and it's never overnight. It always takes time. So what does that tell me? Okay, first off, no success that you're ever going to have is immediate. So if you want to get better at something, it's going to take time. It's taken us time to figure out how to run a podcast, right? It always takes time to do stuff like that, but it's all about having somebody with you beside you when you're trying to accomplish something, accomplish a goal, or accomplish this thing. It's never alone. It's never by yourself. You've always got people there supporting you.
Yep. And vice versa. The flip side of it is you're there to support the others too, right? So like if I'm having a rough day and I just don't feel like taking the next step in my growth journey, I got some others around me who are saying, "Hey man, come on, let's go." And then I can do the same thing for you whenever you're
1000%.
you're having that kind of day.
That's technically, I guess, in a way, that's why you have marriage.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
yeah, definitely.
if I could do it all myself, I would, but I can't. That's why you need a partner. That's why you need somebody there with you. It's how it was designed. It's how we were created. So, I guess in all that to say, just if you have a goal, if you have something you want to accomplish, find somebody to hold you accountable. Find somebody, a friend, a family member, somebody that, you know, has the ability or wants to help see that through with you, and either do it with you or just be there to encourage you, and and text you every day or call you every day and say, "Hey, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this?" Because again, we'll always let ourselves down. But if I know that Brandon's counting on me to read the Bible along with him, it kind of applies that good pressure of, "Hey, I should probably read too."
There you go.
So, some real and true for you right there, brother.
I like it. I like it.
So cool. All right, let's roll into our last segment, Brandon. I think I prepped you, but I think you may have forgotten. Do you have a cup of water handy?
Oh, I do actually.
All right. So I have over the course of time with Brandon figured out Brandon likes certain kinds of jokes, or at least certain kinds of jokes really get him going and really get him laughing. And I don't know. I was watching a guy on TikTok. Don't know his name. Can't plug him. Sorry. But he does this like really good country accent. But he does like different things of like what Southern grandpas would say or what Southern dads would say. And I found one that he did where he talks about essentially just pooping and farting. And so for today's nerdy segment, nerdies should be right in here. For today's nerdy segment, Brandon is going to put water in his mouth, and I'm going to say a few phrases to see if I can get Brandon to spew water out of his mouth. You have a towel? Do you need to put a towel down, Brandon?
I got one right here. I'm kind of near my back door.
Okay, perfect.
I'm not going to need it though, because you're not going to get me to laugh.
Oh, I'm going to get you to laugh. One of these is going to have you spewing.
All right, you tell me when.
Whenever you're ready.
Hang on, I had that cookie earlier. I gotta
Wash it down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I've been looking forward to this, so hopefully I get you on one of them. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I got the bubble gut so bad, I bet you I could lean over and paint the broadside of a barn. All right, here we go. Ooh, that one's going to itch when it dries. Okay. All right, here we go. Next one. Them jalapenos had me so tore up, I could have put through a keyhole at 30 paces. All right, here we go. I got two more. All right, here we go. I believe I could have pooped through a wool sock and never touched a thread. Last one. Hopefully, this is the one that'll get you. That chili I had me so tore up. I had to poop in the creek. I had to poop in the creek to keep from setting the woods on fire.
Whew. I was really close on like 2 or 3 of those. I was right there.
Those are funny.
The keyhole one was that one. I'll be laughing at that one all day.
Them jalapenos had me so tore up, I could have pooped through a keyhole at 30 paces.
30 paces. like I'm in a Western paces.
I had bubble guts so bad I could have leaned over, sneezed, and painted the broadside of a barn.
Oh my
Terrible.
goodness.
Terrible, Brandon.
You know, you can call the bubble guts the Bee Gees, right?
Like the band?
Yeah, yeah. Got the Bee Gees. That was fun.
That was.
All right.
All right, so something new that we're starting here at the end of every episode. I know we've kind of talked about this. Is kind of the first time we're really doing it, so bear with me. I haven't really planned this one out. B-SRTN's more about just, more than just Brandon, single Rikki, and taking Nick. It's about, being silly, real, true, nerdy, all that. And, something that we've talked about is that there are a lot of things we're certain in, right? There's a lot of things we're certain in. There's some things we're not certain in. So I want to end every episode kind of talking through some of that, just really quick, 45 seconds, minute and a half. Brandon, give me something that you're either certain about, not certain about, and let's end this episode right.
I am certain that I'm probably not going to eat jalapenos today after that joke. Sorry, it's the first thing that came to mind.
It's not bad.
But no, certain that I'm grateful for friends. And something not certain about is what our plans are today, as a family. So we're dealing with some sickness and stuff, and so sometimes things are just unknown, right?
It's very true. So I will say that I am certain in, kind of like you, friends, man, just having the right group of people, having the right influence, having the right sphere of influence and people that you're around makes a world of difference. And I think the more and more we hang out and the more we spend time with certain people and similar people, I'm more certain in the fact that I'm around the right group of people. And then something I'm not certain about, I'm not certain in my ability to be perfect next year and read every day and read the Bible the way that I really want to. But that kind of gives me it brings me back to a certainty that I have the right people to help me through that, even when I'm not perfect which I never aim to be perfect, but when I'm not progressing the way I want, I have people that I can, turn to and that are certain to help out when things aren't as bright as they usually are. So cool. Any last words? Anything else you want to add?
Well, as you were talking, I was just thinking that that's why we didn't name the podcast "Be Perfect," right?
Because we don't have a Paul, Ethan. We have a Rikki, Frank, Evan, Casey, Tom.
Wow, that was good. That was good.
Took me a minute.
Those are all great names. If that's your name out there, we're grateful for you.
Call me and we'll start another podcast called Be Perfect. Just kidding. We're not doing that. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure. Another great episode. Brandon, it was cool. Just a boys episode. We get to talk a little bit more about farting and pooping, and we normally wouldn't do that with Rikki here. So,
What we do.
but we did it. It's in the books, you guys. be certain of who you are, be certain of what you do, be certain in the things that you can be, if you're not certain in things, it's okay. We aren't either. There's a lot of things we're certain in, a lot of things we're not certain in, but as long as we're together and you're certain in who you are and you're certain in what you're doing, then everything works out. God is great. God is good. He's going to keep us rolling forward. He's going to keep us moving forward. And that's it. We'll see you guys later.